In this video, we'll be discussing headers. And headers are very important in a website because they are the ones that are helping your visitors to navigate to the page that they want to find the information for. So in this case, in our hairdresser type of a website, we have a navigation that is separated into two. We have the main, we call it, section with our logo, and then the navigation and a call to action at the bottom. Now this is one of the possible designs. The great thing is that you have the freedom to create it however you want, and let me show you how easy it is to do so. Now for the headers, you have a slightly different way to build it. So you have different set of, you can say, widgets that you have there, and different arrangement as well. So you can of course drag the elements in the different locations, and let's say that you want to have just the one type of a header which most of the websites are using, and we just moved it from the bottom to the top one, and we can create with the mouse a bit of a padding on the side. So here, just like this, you can create the padding on the side. Very simple, right? Okay, so now we have this free consultation. We can have it here and maybe remove the phone and something, or you can just add yeah, why not? Let's just remove the phone numbers. We just don't need them. It's not part of our important parts, so let's just remove it. And here we can add our button here, for example, and this one we can just remove. And just like that, we have our one strip type of a design. Here, of course, we can modify it to say like whatever it is, call to action for the sake of the example, going somewhere, and let's make it green. So this is how simple it is. Well, let's remove the border as well. So we have our call to action button here. Of course, you can move them here if you want to have something like this, and just play around with the design however you want. But the idea is to be very clear and simple to understand. It's the main navigation, possible call to action if you want. And if you want to add another strip, again, to go back to the previous option, is a strip on top or on bottom, that however you want to do it. And again, you can add the same way, different widgets being added. Maybe if you want to have and sell something, you have a cart. Here you can have some text, for example. So you have the ability to add different elements really easy, as you can see, and to change the backgrounds as well of the strips. Really, really fun and easy like this. But for the sake of the example, let's just leave it as one. If you're happy with the design, just click on Save Changes, just the same way, and we have our completely different header navigation. So what is the most important part of our header is, of course, the branding and our menu. The menu is a widget, and you can easily click on Edit Menu to see what kind of links you have. In this case are these 5 ones, which you can fully rename, of course, and you can link somewhere else. It's up to you where they want them to go to. They can go and do a phone call, they can go to a file, to open a pop-up. That's up to you. You can select what kind of an action these buttons will take. But you can also do sub-menus as well. These are the menus that when you're with the mouse on top of them, you see different options. Maybe for the services, you want to showcase a few of your services there. So how do you do that? And you could just add a new menu item, and just for the sake of the example, let's just select the services as a destination. Let's go with service 1. So how do I make this one to be a submenu of this one? It's actually very simple. We can just drag this element. You can first of all position them and arrange them however you want, but you can also move it to the right as well. And when you move it, it becomes a submenu. And that's it. We just added it as a submenu. You can do that for another one, just for the sake of the example again. You can just drag it to the side and have it here. You can just drag this one as well. And just like that, we've created a submenu with 3 options there. You can have as many as you want, of course. And another option is to add the other one that we call it mega menu. A mega menu is just a very big block that you can add below when somebody hovers on top of an item. So instead of just showing a few options, you can have a whole section. So how does it actually look like? It's very simple. When you go on top of a menu item, you can click on the plus, which goes for the action which is add mega menu. Just click on it, and that's it. You just added a mega menu that you can now edit. If you click on it, you see that it comes with some predefined design. Of course, you can fully modify, because this is just like a normal page. It's all widgets and elements inside of a block. And this is what the mega menu can look like. Of course, it can be fully customized, and you can add something else to it to look however you want. Maybe you want to showcase 3 of your services like this. Let's say that we are building something for the services. We can just delete this block. And here we can just call them service 1. That is a link, of course, because it's a menu, actually has to, go somewhere in most cases. So you can just link to the service 1. So we can let's just change those. Service 2, maybe service 3, doesn't matter. And this is it. It's very playful, interesting looking mega menu. We call it mega menu because it's a very big one, and you can play around and make it however you want. You can of course add another block and blah blah blah, so you can create it really cool and interesting for your users. So you can click on confirm and save changes to save your header and whatever modifications you made to it. So now if you go and preview, you see that you have your services here because we added 3 options. And behind the news, you have the mega menu with the 3 services that we've added. So it's really simple and easy to create your header with the sub navigations and sub mega menus that you have. Let's close it for the moment. Now, what other options you have for your header? Well, the important part, like I said, is to be very clear, not clunky, to have just a navigation, a call to action, and an optional strip if you want to showcase your phone number, your cart, or something like that. Very simple, again, from adding a new row and adding a few widgets. But what other options you have for the headers? You actually have different layouts, and if you click on the header settings, you can see those. Here you have the few layouts, which is from edge to edge, basically stretched type of a header, which is cool for some designs. It depends on how you want to have it. A compact one, which is basically a way to have it just I can show you actually now how you can make it work and it look a bit very interesting actually with the compact one. Basically it's not from edge to edge, it is only in this area. And how it is different from the first one. So now if we go and make this a bit more spaced on top, let's click on save changes, and here if we go into the header settings as well, we have this option, place header on top of the content. That means that it will make it an absolute like this, so it will go on top of whatever information you have below, which is the hero section. That's why I made more spacing on top so that you can see it, looking well. And this is how it looks. So you can create more, of course, padding on top. And this is a cool design. We can actually leave it like this. I personally really enjoy this type of a design. It's more playful. It's not. It's just a bit different. Not a lot of websites have such design, and I like it this way. And here is again the difference. In this case it is like that, or in this case it's compact. If you use any of the two options, make sure that you have this option disabled, because it's not very good styling to have in the other two options, to have the content on top. The other option is of course the border. That's normal. The background, this is straightforward, but you also have the ability to have this header to be fixed. Fixed header is when you scroll down to have this header again onto the page. It's a lot of websites are using it, so now if you scroll down you see the header is there as well. The thing about this fixed header is that you can first of all modify how it looks completely separate from the other one. So in this one, if you want to remove the call to action, that's completely fine. You want to change the background to maybe a grayish one, that's completely fine. It will not modify your main one. that the fixed header is completely separate on its own. It's not affecting the other one. So you can have it like this. And my personal recommendation, if you have a fixed header, make sure that you have it collapsed when you are editing your pages, because it is very annoying to always have a header on top. You just have a lot less space to edit your pages, so make sure that you collapse it and expand it if you need to edit it back again. And this is basically how easy it is to create a fixed header. And now to the last few designs of our header is if you want to have a design where you have a vertical header, basically like this. When you click, you will see the design. So basically the ability to have it on the side, either to the right or to the left, which is like this. It's a cool design. It depends on what you're trying to achieve. In some cases it's pretty cool. Yeah, it depends on how you wanna your website to look like. And we can go back to the compact view as well, and make sure that we have it placed on top of the content. And let's leave it like this. And of course you can adjust the paddings very easily. So just like that, we just showed you how easy it is to modify your header with different layouts. What are the important parts? Of course, the logo with the clear navigation, and how to create a submenu and different strips inside your header. So this is it from this video. Very simple and easy way to build a beautiful and functional header for your website. All right, talk to you in the next video.